You thought you were you, but you are not you, and never were. For if you were you would be a lord, and the second of two. Stop what you were thinking. Know yourself. An explanation of the oneness of being, from Arabic manuscripts attributed to Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi. He says, whoever understands this example knows that there is no union or separation. The knower is he, and the known is he. The one who sees is he, and what is seen is he. The one who arrives is he, and what he arrives at is he. No other than he reaches union, no other than he separates from him. Whoever understands this is free of the polytheism of polytheism, and whoever has not understood this has not breathed the scent of this freedom from polytheism. The knower and the known. Therefore the knower and the known, the one who arrives and what he arrives at, and the seer and the seen are one. The knower is his attribute, and the known is his essence, and the one who arrives is his attribute, and what he arrives at is his essence. In fact, the attribute and that to which it is attributed are one. That is the explanation of the saying, whoever knows their self, knows their Lord. Other than God. If someone says, you point out that your knowledge of yourself is the knowledge of God, but the one who knows their self is other than God. So how can that which is other than God know God and reach union with him? The answer is, whoever knows their self knows that their being is not their being, nor other than their being, but that they are the very being of God, without their being becoming the being of God, or entering into God, or coming out of him, and without their being existing along with him, or in him. They see their being as it was, before coming into being, without the need for passing away, effacement, or the passing away of passing away. For the passing away of something implies that it was previously existent, and that in turn implies that it exists by itself, and not by the power of God, which is clearly impossible. It is evident that the knowledge that the knower has of their self is the knowledge that God has of himself, because their self is no other than he. The self and the being. By the word self, the prophet meant being. The being of the one who reaches this spiritual level is no longer their being, whether inwardly or outwardly, but it is the very being of God. Their speech is his speech, their actions are God's actions, and their claim to the knowledge of God is their claim to the knowledge God has of himself, through himself. But you hear this claim as though coming from that person. You see their actions as though coming from them. You see them to be other than God, just as you see yourself as other than God, because of your ignorance of your real being. For the faithful one is the mirror of the faithful one, so he is he in his eye, that is through his sight. For if his eye is God's eye, and his sight is God's sight, without any condition, he is not he through your eye, or your knowledge, understanding, imagination, thought or vision, but he is he in his eye, his knowledge and his vision. Then if he says, I am God, listen to him, because it is God who is saying, I am God, not him. But you have not reached the point that he has reached, since if you had arrived at it, you would understand what he says, you would say what he says, and you would see what he sees. The thought. Most of those who think that they know themselves in their Lord, and think that they are free of the bonds of existence, declare that the way can only be traveled by passing away, then by the passing away of passing away. That is because they do not understand the saying of the prophet, and believing themselves to be free of polytheism, they allude sometimes to the negation of existence, that is, to the passing away of existence, sometimes to the passing away of passing away, and sometimes to extinction or annihilation, All these expressions are unadulterated polytheism, because whoever accepts that there could be anything other than him, which is subsequently capable of passing away, then of passing away from passing away, affirms that there is something other than him, and whoever affirms that is a polytheist. May God guide them and us to the right path. The reality. Between his being and your being, there is no difference. He is no different from you nor you from him. If you say in ignorance you are other, you are stubborn. But if your ignorance disappears, you are submissive, for your union is separation, your separation union, and your distance is closeness. Through that you become suitable. Abandon the intellect and understand by the light of unveiling, so that what you are safeguarding does not escape you. Do not debase yourself by associating other with God, for associating other with God is debasing. Union. If someone now asks you, what is the way to union when you assert that there is no other than him, yet one thing cannot be united to itself, then this is the reply. There is no doubt that in reality, there is neither union nor separation, distance or closeness, since union is only possible between two things, and if there is only one, there can be neither union nor separation. Union requires two things, which are either similar, in which case they are equal, or dissimilar, in which case they are opposites. However, he is exalted far above having any opposite or equal. Therefore, union lies in something other than union, closeness in something other than closeness, and distance in something other than distance. There is union without union, closeness without closeness, and distance without distance. Closeness and distance. If someone asks, we understand union without union, but what does closeness without closeness and distance without distance mean? Then the answer is, I mean that in those times of closeness and distance you were not anything other than God, but you did not know yourself, and you were not aware that you were always him, without you. When you reach God, that is, when you know yourself in a way that is beyond all condition, you know that you are him, and you did not know before whether you were him or other than him. When knowledge comes upon you, you know that it is through God that you know God, not through yourself. Example. Suppose, for example, you do not know that your name is Mahmud, and you think your name is Muhammad. If you then learn that you are really Mahmud, you do not stop being who you were. The name Muhammad is simply taken away from you because of your knowledge of yourself, that you are Mahmud, and you are only Muhammad by ceasing to be yourself. Because ceasing to be presupposes the affirmation of the existence of what is other than him, and then whoever affirms the existence of what is other than him has attributed an associate to him. Nothing has been taken away from Mahmud. Muhammad did not pass away into Mahmud, and Mahmud did not enter into Muhammad or come out of him, nor did Mahmud become incarnated in Muhammad. When Mahmud knew himself that he was Mahmud and not Muhammad, he knew himself through himself and not through Muhammad. The two worlds. To summarize, the existence of things is his existence, without them existing. But do not fall into confusion, and do not let these illusions lead you to imagine that God is created. One of those who know has said, the Sufi is uncreated. It is like that after the complete unveiling and dissipation of doubts and conjecturing. But this spiritual nourishment is only for the person whose nature is larger than the two worlds. As for the person whose nature is only as large as the two worlds, it is not suitable for them, for it is greater than the two worlds. The One. Finally, you need to know that the seer and the seen the one who finds and what is found, the knower and the known, the creator and the created, the perceiver and the perceived are one. He sees, knows, and perceives his being by means of his being, beyond any manner of sight, knowledge, and perception, and without the existence of the form of sight, knowledge, and perception. Just as his being is beyond all condition, so the vision, knowledge, and perception which he has of himself are without condition. The inner vision. If someone asks, how do you view all the repulsive and desirable things? For example, when we see dung or carrion, do we say it is God? Then the reply is, God forbid that God, who is exalted and sanctified, should be any such thing. Our conversation is with those who do not see dung as dung, or carrion as carrion. We are only speaking with those who are endowed with inner vision, and not with those who are inwardly blind. Anyone who does not know their self is blind, and does not see. Until their blindness and lack of vision disappears, they will not grasp these meanings. Our conversation is with God, not with other than God, and not with the inwardly blind. Whoever reaches this spiritual station knows that they are no other than God. We are speaking with those who have determination and energy in seeking knowledge of their self in order to know God, and who keep fresh in their heart the image of their seeking and longing for union with God, and not with those without aim or intention. He perceives the eyes. If someone objects, God has declared that eyes do not perceive him, but he perceives the eyes. He is the subtle and well-informed one, yet you maintain the contrary, so what you are saying is not true. Then the response is, everything that we are saying is the very meaning of God's words. Eyes do not perceive him, but he perceives the eyes. That is, there is no one else in existence, so no one has sight which can perceive him. If it were conceivable that there were someone other than him, then it would follow that this other could perceive him. But God has informed us in his saying, eyes do not perceive him, that there is no other except him. This means that no other than he perceives him. That is, he who perceives him is himself. There is no other than he. He is the one who perceives his essence, not another. Eyes do not perceive him because they are nothing but his being. Whoever maintains that eyes do not perceive him because they are transient, and what is transient cannot grasp what is eternal and everlasting, still does not know their self, for there is nothing, and there are no eyes which are not him. He perceives his own being without the existence of perception, without condition, and without other. The gift. I knew the Lord through the Lord, without doubt or uncertainty. My essence is really his essence, without lack or imperfection. There is no otherness between them, and myself is the place where the invisible appears. Since I have known myself without mixture or blemish, I have reached union with my beloved without distance or closeness. I received a gift overflowing without any giving or intermingling. Myself did not vanish in him, nor does the one who vanished remain. The hint. If someone asks, you affirm God and you deny the existence of everything else, so what are these things that you see? The answer is this. These words are for those who see nothing other than God. We have no discussion with those who do see something other than God, for they only see what they see. Whoever knows their self sees nothing except God, but whoever does not know their self does not see God. Each receptacle only exudes what is in it. We have already explained a great deal, and if we explained more, whoever does not see will still not see, understand or comprehend. But whoever does see, sees, understands, and comprehends already. A hint is enough for the one who has reached union. As for the person who has not reached union, They will not arrive by theoretical teaching, instruction, repetition, reason, or learning, but only by putting themselves in the service of an eminent master who has arrived and a wise teacher, following the spiritual path in order to be guided by their light and progress by means of their spiritual will, and reaching in this way what they are seeking, if God wills. May God grant us success in what He loves, and in what satisfies Him in word and deed, knowledge and practice, light and guidance. He has power over everything, and is able to respond to every request. There is no power or ability except in God, the sublime, the magnificent. Peace and blessings on the Prophet, his family and friends,